Hello, what is poppin' YouTube fam? This is your boy Joey Money here, and I am bringing you guys a first place undefeated deck profile. It is not Voiceless Drytron, however, I've played that deck 3 times now. That deck has overperformed, and each time I've played it, I've made significant changes to it, and the deck just keeps getting better and better. In fact, there's even more things I plan to add to that deck. I've ordered quite a few of the cards. They're just not here in the mail yet. Once I get those, I will work on combos for that deck. But today we are talking about World Chalice, Snake Eye, and Infernoid. That deck did way better than I thought it would. I really wish I had live streamed this locals today. Unfortunately, I did not have enough time to set it up by the time the tournament started. And then as soon as my round 1 ended, it was immediately round 2, so again, couldn't really set up. That's unfortunate. Normally, like the past few locals that I did live stream, like I would barely miss being able to stream round 1, and then it would just go to round 2, and I would start round 2, 3, and beyond with the live stream. But this time, that was not the case. However, there was a lot of things that were done throughout these matches where if they were shown, would show a whole new dimension to what like the Infernoid / Snake Eye stuff can do, the World Chalice stuff, what it brings to the deck and all that. Unfortunately, I can't just show off a couple combos like I did the last video and make you guys kind of a believer of that deck. Unfortunately, again, I really wish I live streamed it. I'll probably go on like Dueling Book and live stream the deck at some other point, so stay tuned to that. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go over the cards and show you guys my choices, how many of each I played, why I chose to play what I played, and all that stuff. So let's go. Alrighty, folks. Starting this profile off, we were playing a 50 card list. Now it seems kind of big, but honestly, the deck did everything it needed to do, and I didn't really see too much of something. I didn't see anything in particular not enough. So we will start with our Snake Eye engine. We were on 2 Snake Eye Ash, 1 Populous, 1 Oak, and 1 Flamberge. Okay, the thing about these, right, I think I did open Populous a couple of times to where it was kind of annoying to open, but you know, at the end of the day, I think it wasn't really too bad because I was either able to get it out of hand and bring it back, or just, you know, like or just normal it if I didn't have anything else, and it was still fine. Oak, on the other hand, in this particular build is way better than in other builds because, again, Decatron is not a once per turn effect to send. So honestly, I thought about playing, there have been like 1 or 2 instances where I wish this was at 2 in my deck, but honestly, I don't even think opening it is really the greatest because I'm not on 3 Decatron. I used to be to where I used to want to play multiples of these and open this with like a way to, like, let's say Decatron and a level 4 lower to summon Banish from hand, because I always thought normaling this and summoning Decatron from Banish was really good, but it is what it is. There have been times where I missed the second Flamberge too, but honestly, most games, if I went full combo, the game was over. And essentially, that is what this build does. If this deck just full combos, it's over. And not only was I playing a 50 card list, but I was also playing no hand traps at all. It was just all gas. So we are on the 1 Black Witch. I just got my 2nd copy. I don't know if I would end up playing it. I probably would. Honestly, I don't think I missed Black Witch that much, to be honest. I mean, I saw it enough times. So onto the World Chalice engine. This is the engine that kind of like took this deck over the top a little bit. Not really over the top, but this engine added a brand new dimension to the deck that essentially it took all of the stuff that it was already capable of doing and added a whole bunch of other things to it that the opponent just had to really, it just gave the deck way more things that needed to be answered. For instance, right? I have, you know, I don't know, I surprised a lot of people with this deck right here, right? Because people really thought I was just on like a Snake Eye deck, and then they kind of see this stuff, or like, yeah. There was a particular game, it was like against Voiceless, where he ashed me, he imperned me, and he nibbed me, and I still ended up dropping like one of the level 3 Infernoids from hand, because he nibbed me on 5 monsters before I had the chance to make the Ib Synchro. He didn't even know I was on this stuff, but he nibbed me for 5 after he ashed and imperned me. I dropped Annoyed and just made Hida and just Promethean this guy, summon back one of the Snake Eyes to summon Flambridge, and you know, like, the rest is history. But this engine right here, because of this card, World Legacy, World Chalice, you were able to churn a bunch of bodies onto the field and add a whole bunch more Reborns, right? This is essentially what enables you to play through Droll very easily. Because either this will summon 2 from deck, or if you already got Droll before you can search this, you will just summon this from your deck with the Ib Synchro. And once you've linked this off or sent it with like a Snake Eye, you can make Lib and still set up your lock. Okay, now on to the extenders, parallel exceeds. So along with the beckons for level 4s, you wanted to play parallels. I wanted to play 3, but honestly, I don't even think I really missed the 3rd one. Like, granted, I wanted to see this more. If I was playing 3, I'd probably see it a lot more. But the times I did see it, it was absolutely fantastic. So I may find space to put this at 3. I want to keep this at a 50 card list. But this is for when you just essentially just get interacted with a whole lot. And then you just make a Link Karibo, make Parallel, and make Banshee. That's the other reason we play Beckon in the deck, is for Banshee. And obviously Beckon plus any of your level 1s, whether it be Snake Eyes or whatnot, is Ib Synchro. Now, we are on to the very, very interesting part of the deck, the Infernoids. I did say before, we're on only 2 Decatron. I never really wanted to open this card. I'd rather just get access to it. But there have been times where I would see one of the level 4 lower Noids in hand, and I wanted to have this in hand to banish for like Oak access and stuff like that. So you can play 3, but it's really not necessary. 1 is all you need. Once you get to 1, you're summoning this thing like 4 times, at least 4 times minimum, and you're just loading your Gravewood Noids, and you're setting up Synchro plays or setting up Xyz plays with it. And you know, you can summon it on your opponent's turn and send Deviati or Nunku and copy those effects, tribute Flambridge, and summon the other Decatron back if you already accessed 1. It's great. And every single level in here is important, right? It is very, very important for a very good reason, right? So this level 1, it's a level 1 that you can search off Snake Eye Ash if you already have Decatron. So you can banish the Decatron to summon this, so you can Oak for the banished Decatron later. This also could make this a level 2, and you can tune it with a level 8 Flambridge Dragon for Baron. The level 2 is for making Decatron either a level 3, so you can tune with like, let's say, a Lee, for example, for the Ib Synchro. Also, again, it is a level 4 or lower that you can add. And with the Decatron, you could send this. I used to play Shooting Riser, so this may end up getting cut for, I guess, a second level 5, because I have missed a second level 5. But this have come up, like, you do want to send these to, if you're going second, to where you can kind of use their effects to try and out stuff. I sent this to try and out some stuff earlier, so it was okay. We're playing 2 Harmodix. You play 2 because you really, really want to make the Ib Synchro. You play 2 of the ones that you absolutely need to Foolish, you know, or else like your combo kind of dies. So Harmodic is 1. If you open this, you have to specifically send this to make Ib Synchro, because most of your deck is level 1, and you need to make Decatron level 4. So there's no choice. You have to have one in your deck. And Patrulia is really useful in cases where, 1, again, you could send this to pop a spell or trap off Decatron. This makes what was it? This makes Decatron level 5. And well, there's no level 3s. Again, like I was using this to make Shooting Riser, but you know, I cut Shooting Riser, so it may be able to get cut, but you do want to see enough like level 4 lower Infernoids in your opening hand for when you're when you're going second, and B, if you have access to Snake Eye Ash and you want to just add this, and you can make Flame Banshee another way and add the Populace. So here's the thing about the bigger ones, right? We're playing one level 5, one level 6, and one level 8. Of course you're going to continuously play the level 6. You want to send this to make Decatron level 7 and sync with the level 1 to make the level 8 Master pack bit or whatever. But you can, with these two, obviously you're going to play one level 5 to send to make this level 6 and take this with the level 6 Infernoid to make Beatrice to set up your lock. If it's really that important, you can play 2 of this and cut the level 8. But if you're on 2 level 5s, then you have to, and you cut the level 8, you need to be on Shooting Riser Dragon in your extra deck at that point. So the reason why I play the level 8 is because it makes it to where I don't have to play Shooting Riser Dragon, because I can still make the Baron, right? Because otherwise Shooting Riser Dragon would have to be summoned, and you'd have to use it with Flamberge to make the Baron to be able to summon your Archlord Christie out of your graveyard. This makes it to where you don't have to do that, because you can Flamberge Grave Effect to summon this, and another level 1 send this to make it Decatron level 9, and then still make your Baron. So this is how you're able to make your Baron and be able to cut the Shooting Riser, so you can add a Infernal Flame Banshee. And of course, one Anunku and one Deviati. This performed today against Voiceless Voice. You know, being able to summon this and just Dark Hole the field is really good. Who knew? And it's a spell of Trap Negate. Yeah, so you can send any of these to grave on your opponent's turn with Master or whatever, the Pack Bit, the level 8 Synchro. You could summon like your Decatron from your spell and trap zone and send one of these if you want to guarantee follow-up, depending on what your matchup is. And, you know, if your opponent really can actually out your stuff, if you didn't set up the full lock, you can just go for your Infernoid setups with, like, your Promethean Princess in your grave and all that other stuff, and follow up and just summon Deviati or Nunku and just win the game. And just OTK. And the 2 cards that we need for the lock is Archlord Christia and Spellcanceller. You send this almost every single time turn 1 on your turn, and put in the spell and trap zone with Flamberge, summon it out before you pass turn. So your opponent can't super poly you like on the draw phase or any of that stuff, because this is already on the board. Then you send this to grave on draw phase with Beatrice, standby phase, bring it back with Baron. So once these 2 hit the field, your opponent basically loses almost every time. Yeah. Alright, so that's it for the monster, guys. On to the spell cards. This is the best spell card in the deck by far, period. Only one game did I resolve this card and I didn't win. But every time I saw this card, like, the game was over. If a Beacon just stuck to the field and I summoned a level 1, there was really nothing they could really do to stop what I was doing. Period, point blank. The next best spell, we got 3 Wanteds. That's pretty standard. 3 Bonfires. This is pretty standard. Of course, really nothing to explain here. 1 Original. You can play 2. You really don't need to play 2. And that's because you're playing 1 for 1 already. I chose to play 1 for 1 as a second copy of Original that isn't... Essentially, I can play 2 Originals that are once per turn. That's essentially how it goes. And you can 1 for 1 for, like, anything. Snake Eye Ash, Decatron, whatever. And 1 Divine Temple. The field spell is really, really nice. There's really not much to say about it. The field spell just gets you access to your cards. Alright, now, for the non-engine slots that allowed me to essentially just play into stuff, play through hand traps and whatnot. Like 3 drag down to the Draves. This card does a hell of a lot. You really don't care what gets discarded based off of what else is in your hand. You can kind of set stuff up pretty well to where if you do drag down, you can set things like triple tactics. You can set like one of your reborn spells to where if they do hit Snake Eye Ash, you can just flip a reborn card and just play anyway. But just knowing what's in your opponent's hand and knowing how to play around their shit is too important, man. Like being able to, even if they don't have any non-engine, I've sniped Super Poly with this. I've sniped Nib with, I've sniped Nib with this. This has gotten Ash, and I flipped triple tactics, and let me see that hand, and he goes Ash, and I play triple tactics. Let me see that hand, and I hit the Nib and whatnot. Yeah, so just being able to know what's in your opponent's hand and not fall victim to hand traps and know exactly how to play around their stuff is so good. And of course, 2 triple tactics for more non-engine, as well as 2 fire recoveries. This card may seem a little strange to some of you guys, but this card summons any fire monster from your graveyard by sending a card from your hand to the grave. Someone asked, why not just play Monster Reborn instead? Well, the reason being is because this card has a grave effect where you can banish it to shuffle 3 banish or in-grave fire monsters to the deck and draw a card. That includes your banished Infernoids and whatnot. So this card has definitely came in. This is one of those cards where you can just kind of set and you can just activate Drag Down to the Grave. If they do hit a Snake Eye Ash or whatnot, you know, just flip it over, send a card, summon your thing, and just combo. Now you know it's in your opponent's hand. Called by, of course, and we have the 2 World Legacy cards, which is Succession and World Legacy Landmark. This card sets up your lock. If you are under Droll and Lockbird, I was under Droll round 2. I got hit with Droll and still set up the entire combo. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, go back and view my last video in regards to the World Chalice and Snake Eye Inferno combos. The second combo does feature a combo through Droll to where you can still set up your Christia Spell Canceller locks. So that is it for the main deck. Here comes the extra deck. So the extra deck is going to be divvied up in a few different ways. First off, we're going to go over the links. We're going to end up, actually we'll do synchros. So first things first, welcome back. We missed you. If synchro, if this card, it kind of resolves, you pretty much win the game. Kind of like if you don't have any Snake Eye cards, you can still get access to them by making Banshee and adding your Populace. Or you can make the Banshee in Foolish, the Snake Eye Ash, and bring it back with Aurum, and then search for your Populace and grab your original and all that stuff. So that's good. We have our newest addition to the deck. Welcome the Enigmaster Pack Bit. This card is insane. I swear, if the fact that pure Snake Eye decks don't play this is crazy. I don't know why pure Snake Eye decks do not play this. This card is bonkers. So if this card is either special summoned or if it's sent to the graveyard, you can send a card from your hand to the grave to place either any monster in your graveyard or their field into the spell and trap zone as a continuous trap card. All of the Snake Eye cards interact with your monsters that are treated as continuous spells. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But you will typically put him in the spell and trap zone almost at all times, because it's a quick effect during either player's turn. You can just summon any monster out of the spell and trap zone. That's how you summon your spell canceller before you pass turn. And, you know, essentially you don't have to worry about any quick play spells getting activated on draw phase. You don't have to worry about Super Poly. Your Christia is probably going off no matter what. Period, point blank. So, This card has been the reason why the grind game has been so strong, because every single turn, either whether Flambridge puts something in the spell trap zone or Populace puts something in the spell trap zone, every single turn something is getting summoned down the spell trap zone. And our last addition is Baron. This will typically summon Christian 9 times out of 10 to complete the lock. So as that's it for the synchro bit, now we'll go into, I guess, the more obligatory stuff for a lot of the combos. First off, we got Linkuriboh. Linkuriboh is, well, it's good. There's really nothing else to say about it. I mean, triggering it on the opponent's turn with the on-field Populace to put Flambridge or anything else you need in the spell trap zone to summon with the synchro. You know, and then if it was Flambridge, you can also summon something else. So you can flood the field pretty easily because Linkuriboh is a card. And if Flambridge goes to grave, you summon Populace again and put something else in the spell trap zone a little bit later. Next, we got Gravity Controller for the Ib Synchro. When we synchro with it, we need some way to send it to grave. If we don't already have another Snake Eye on field to just send it with a Snake Eye effect, then, you know, this is the way to do that. And we have an Imduck for our obligatory Link 1, so we can get our extra normal summon for World Chalice to make the Aurum Link 2 to be able to either revive Snake Eyes or this typically just revive Snake Eyes. I mean, you can revive Decatron with this too. You can revive Flambridge with it. It's fine. It's a fire monster, so you can bring it back with Promethean Princess if you want to. You don't have to. Typically, you're bringing back either Decatron or Flambridge with Promethean Princess. But now we got Lib. Lib is a cornerstone of that combo, to where if you already have, if you're not under Droll, you'll probably set Succession to Reborn Decatron to set up your Beatrice plays. And if you don't, if you are under Droll, you're typically going to set the Landmark to be able to banish the World Legacy on the opponent's turn to reborn 2 monsters from your graveyard. Next, we got our 2 Xyzs. We got our Beatrice to set up the lock, and then we got our Infernal Flame Banshee for either our Parallel Exceed if we are getting interrupted on our Snake Eye Ash, or our cool story. I opened the level 1 Infernoid that wasn't Decatron and banished, like, I think it was like the level 3 to summon it from hand and then make Linkuriboh and reveal Parallel Exceed, and just made this and added Snake Eye Ash since I didn't normal summon it. It was still full combo. So yeah, this card is low-key really good. I like it. Alright, so now it's on to the more generic stuff, right? We got our Hida. We of course we're gonna play Hida, and we're gonna go, and we typically either Hida for Promethean Princess, or we'll just use Lib to make it if we're going first, and or second, and spin a card back to deck with Lib because Lib is nice. Promethean Princess is insane for summoning Oak, or no, not Oak, Decatron, my bad. Sets up the Beatrice plays and whatnot. So, Emble Will, that is the card of choice we chose to run. We didn't have the space for Sunlight Wolf and Heat Soul, so that is why we're going this route. If I had one more extra deck slot, I would be playing Sunlight Wolf and Heat Soul 100,000%. And then the last 2 cards is IP and SP. These, I didn't really make these. I think I made IP once. I don't even think I made SP with IP. If I'm really keeping it all the way 1,000. I don't, like, the fact that IP was never needed, because most of the time if I went first, I was going to full combo no matter what, because the deck was just that much gas. So, yeah, that's fun. Alright. That's the deck profile. Interesting, huh? Well, it's by design. All gas, no breaks, no hand traps. And it performed. And it plays through stuff like nobody's business. But, yeah, that's it. There's nothing really else. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are on this deck down in the comments below. And I'll be sure to get to them. And, yeah, I'm excited to see what you guys got to say about this deck. So, that being said, guys, Thank you so much for watching. This is J Money, and I am signing out.